Hello and thank you for watching. I'm Ashley Van Dyke with Advantage Software, and on today's video, Auto Brief, Reject Suggested Brief with ABREJECT, I'm going to show you how you can use a steno stroke on your steno machine to reject a brief for any word or phrase and ensure that you won't get any additional briefs for that word or phrase. This will allow you to control all of the briefs that are in your suggested list and quickly eliminate any briefs that you don't actually want to use, and ensure that you don't get any additional brief suggestions for those non-helpful words or phrases that have been suggested. In order to use the ABREJECT dictionary entry, you do have to have the required meta dictionary entry, which you can copy and paste from the description of this video and place into your own meta dictionary, and I'll show you that in just a minute. You also have to have a main dictionary entry defined as ABREJECT. You can use any steno that you'd like, however. Once these two elements are in place, then you'll be ready to start rejecting briefs. What I'm going to do first is check my meta dictionary for the ABREJECT entry. I'll go to my user settings, go to my programming tab, and I'll double click on meta dictionary. I can click find, and I'm going to go ahead and put in part of the entry I'm looking for. And you see that in my case, I do already have all of my auto brief entries. However, if you didn't have yours, you could highlight them from the description of this video, come into Alt-U, User Settings, Programming tab, Meta Dictionary, put your cursor at the end of any existing line, and hit Control-V as in Victor to paste your missing meta dictionary entries into your meta dictionary list. Once all of the entries are in your list, just press OK to save any changes. If they're already there, you don't have to do anything at all. Once you've made sure that your meta dictionary entry is in place, next you can add a main dictionary entry, and this is the steno that you will use to actively reject auto briefs during your real-time files. So to add an entry, I'm going to press Control-D as in dog. I'm going to select the steno that I want to use and press OK. And I'm going to define this as open curly bracket, ABREJECT in all caps, close curly bracket. And this is an entry I'm going to put in my main dictionary. I'll press OK. And now that entry is in my dictionary and I can use it in real time. I'll press Alt-T, and again, for demonstration purposes, I'm going to use virtual real time, but this will work exactly the same way in real time. I'm going to select the file that I want to work with and press OK. And next I can start pushing strokes into my real-time file and translate them. So here you see I've written my name, and that's going to be the first brief that is suggested to me. So here you see that I had a reminder brief early on, but the first suggestion, which for me are in black, was for my name as AFSD. However, I don't actually want this brief, and I don't want a brief for my name at all. And that's what I'm going to use ABREJECT to do. ABREJECT will get rid of this brief, and it will ensure that I don't get another auto brief for my name. And so any word or phrase that auto brief suggests a brief for that you don't actually want a brief for, you can use ABREJECT to reject the brief for that word or phrase and get it off of your console. And no matter how many times you write that word or phrase, you won't get a new brief for it. So I'm going to go ahead and continue pushing strokes out. And here you see that I'm going to reject that brief. Here's my ABREJECT stroke. And as soon as that ABREJECT stroke finished translating, the suggested stroke for my name disappeared from my auto brief list. And if I open the auto brief reject dictionary, like the remind dictionary, the reject dictionary stores auto briefs that are used during the brief process. However, this dictionary is reset every job like the main auto brief dictionary. And so briefs that you reject will only be rejected for that job rather than for the entire future of your career. And so here you see that it has the steno that I rejected as well as the text that I rejected. And as long as this entry remains in my reject dictionary, I will not get a new brief suggestion for my name, Ashley Van Dyke. So I'm going to close out of my dictionary, and I'm going to go ahead and continue pushing some strokes. And you see here that the stroke for the brief, the AFSD that was suggested, didn't work. It did not translate as anything. And so Translation Magic did its best to translate that stroke. And now I'm going to go ahead and continue pushing some strokes through. And you'll see that even though I continue to write my name, I never get a new brief for that series of strokes or that phrase. And this will be true until the translation is ended. You see that no matter how many times I wrote my name again, I didn't get a new brief for that phrase because I used ABREJECT to reject that brief. Using the ABREJECT stroke places a brief in the reject dictionary until you start a new translation. And as long as this entry is in the reject dictionary, I won't get a new brief for it. If I start a new translation and open my reject dictionary again, you see that it's blank. And so right now, even though I previously rejected a brief for my name, since the reject dictionary is specific to each job, as soon as I write my name for the second time in this new translation, you see that I get a brief for it. And again, I can go through and reject that brief and it is removed. And when I write the auto brief that I was given, it doesn't translate as the brief that was suggested. Instead, Translation Magic takes over. And as I continue to write my name again and again, I am not presented with a new brief for my name. And so I can be confident that any brief I reject is not going to continue haunting me throughout my translation. But I also know that if there's ever a job in the future where I really do want a brief, I'll have access to one. Whatever reason you have for not wanting to get a brief for a word or phrase, ABREJECT will take care of it and ensure that not only is it removed from your suggestion list, it also cannot give you a new brief for the duration of your translation for your convenience. ABREJECT is just another tool in the Auto Brief toolbox that allows you complete control over the briefs that you use or don't use within your real-time sessions. And I hope that you'll find a place for it in your workflow. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that ABREJECT will be useful to you within your Auto Brief workflow within Eclipse. As a reminder, Advantage Software offers anytime support 24/7. Tech support can be reached with any question, anytime, including weekends and holidays at 772-288-3266. Email support is also available at support@eclipsecat.com. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so that you'll be notified when we publish new content in the future. Thanks so much and have a great day.